It's Monday, November 24th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in today. Really do appreciate it. If you would, please like, share, and subscribe. And please share these videos all over your social media. Let's continue to wake up people. Let's continue to get people to at least think about what's happening. Maybe some people will actually care about what's happening, but so much going on. I want to start today with this first article. Judge dismisses James Comey and Letitia James cases over unlawful prosecutor appointment. This is really bad, I think, for America. It's another example of just how lawless this country has become, and that evil forces, no doubt, are in control of America. And please feel free to comment down below on your thoughts of this. But I think that we're really witnessing just how compromised the court system is in America. The lawfare that has taken place, a rigged system where nobody pays the price when they get caught. The rule of law means absolutely nothing now in America. Especially if you're in high power, have a lot of money. Now, if you're the average Joe and you get into trouble, you're probably going to be in very big trouble because you're going to have to fend for yourself. You don't have political friends. You don't have federal judges as friends. You don't have the ability to use lawfare. This is really bad because it seems like there's some really bad, evil people in America that have done some really evil, bad things, and they will never pay the price. In fact, they'll be promoted. They'll be complimented. They'll get jobs on television. They'll write books and make even more money. Really sad. And it's scary. It really is scary because the law now does not protect the average American. It protects only the people who can afford the protection, who have the friends, the clout, and the money. Very scary. The hedge today. Buy all the things. There's big dip buyers galore as rate cut odds soar. So we see markets up today. Everything was pretty much up today. And it's all because not the economy's booming. It's not because everybody's got a job. It's not because everybody's doing well and people have more money than they know what to do with. No, it's because the odds of a rate cut are going up, and that's all the markets care about. This, again, should remind all of us just the illusion that we are living in now, that the fundamentals in these markets is completely gone. The markets are just a giant Ponzi scheme, a giant illusion. And this is going to end very bad, very bad. And it's going to take down, I think, the United States too. This thing that they've created, a house of cards built on quicksand, the biggest Ponzi scheme the world has ever seen, the U.S. stock market. TheEconomicCollapse.com. The uproar over $4 fries shows just how severely America's standard of living has eroded. Throughout history, weren't potatoes the cheapest thing people could eat? Isn't that what, if you didn't have a lot of money, you went and got yourself some potatoes. You could survive on potatoes, right? The average cost for a medium order of McDonald's French fries is $4.19. Repeat, medium, not a large. A medium order of fries on average at McDonald's is $4.19. I remember many years ago when I was younger and would eat at McDonald's, that's what an entire meal costs, lunch or dinner. You get an entire meal for $4.19. From 2019 to 2024, they have the prices here of some of the items on the menu. In 2019, a medium fry was $1.79. Now today, $4.19. McChicken was $1.29. 2024, it was $3.89. Big Mac was $3.99. 2024, it was $7.49. And this is crap food, ladies and gentlemen. Crap food. Cheeseburger used to be $1, now it's $3.15. I remember they were like 49, 59, 69 cents. $3.15 for a cheeseburger at McDonald's, and 80-90% chance it will be served to you ice cold, and you won't even know what's in it. The food has gotten worse, the quality lower, the size of the burger smaller, and look what they're charging. Frightening. But I mean, at least if you were poor, if you had to feed your family, you could go to McDonald's and feed them. Now, you can't even do that. And what you're feeding them now is straight up poison. Here's another one today. CNBC. Shoppers curtail Black Friday plans to stretch spending. They are using every tool they can, expert says. As you know, Black Friday is typically the biggest shopping event of the year. And reports are showing right now that there is a noticeable pullback. So what are your thoughts? Are they going to tell us it's the biggest Black Friday in history? Is this going to be the biggest Christmas retail sales event that we've ever seen? You can't believe what they're telling you anymore. It seems like every year it gets worse. They just keep telling us it's getting better, that record-breaking numbers, record-breaking sellers. They can't believe how many people are buying stuff for Christmas, how many turkeys are selling, how many airline tickets are selling. It just seems like we're living in some euphoria when everybody's complaining they don't have any money and they're getting their cars repossessed. Going up, more Americans are getting their power shut off as unpaid bills pile up. Electricity prices are up 11% just from January. Get this, they're going up 3 times faster. Electricity prices are going up 3 times faster than inflation. So as prices continue to soar with electricity, this is triggering a wave of power shutoffs nationwide. People are getting their power shut off nationwide because they can no longer afford their utility bill. And yet we're being told that everybody's going to be out shopping, Black Friday, Christmas sales, turkeys, airline tickets. Everybody's going to be buying houses. Everybody's going to just continue to spend when they don't even have any money. They can't even afford their electricity bill, and we're being told everybody's out shopping and life is good, my friend. Airlines add fuel stops, use backup plans to avert Thanksgiving travel snarls after pipeline leak near airport. Record travel being predicted over Thanksgiving. So people can't make their car payments. They can't pay their utility bills. They can't pay their college debt. But we're supposed to believe this is going to be a record-breaking Thanksgiving as far as air travel. Maybe. I guess people all have credit cards and they can put it on buy now, pay later, and maybe it'll happen. But I don't know. Should you even be flying if you can't even pay your electricity bill? If your car's been repossessed, but somehow you muster up the money to get an airline ticket and fly? I don't know. Do you believe it? I don't know. The Hedge. 2 investing titans issue the same warning. Ray Dalio, Jeff Gundlach. Both say today's economy is distorted and warn that illusionary wealth may vanish when reality hits. I think we're long overdue, ladies and gentlemen, for reality. People have been living in fantasy land, dreamland, in their bubbles for many, many years, and it is long past due for reality check. It is time for a reality check. As I make this video, here's a reality check. Gold's up $78. Silver up $1.65 as I make this video. By the way, I saw some really good sales, some really nice specials on SD Bullion's website. If you don't have gold or silver, if you're looking for gold and silver, if you want to add to your portfolio, you want to add to your stack, or you want to pick up some gold and silver as presents for your family members, your friends, this to me is a fantastic gift because it's going to last forever and it really means something. It's real money and it may save somebody's life down the road, having a little bit of gold or a little bit of silver. So if you are going to buy a gift for somebody that's really, really dear to you and you don't know what to get them, maybe a beautiful coin, a round, gold, silver, whatever. This to me is something that will be with them forever or until they need to use it as an emergency insurance policy. Just go to the link down below. That will take you to the SD Bullion website. And you can go look at all the gold, all the silver, the coins, the bars, the rounds. Very, very nice website. Or you can just pick up the phone and call them, tell them Jeremiah Babe sent you. Delio and Gunlock agree. Price signals can lie and things are distorted. Unrealized profits are not the same as real wealth, they say. Just because the value goes up on paper doesn't mean that you can actually get that amount when you convert to actual money. So true. We have a lot of people out there that are paper millionaires. The people that are out there that think they're wealthy or have some amount of wealth because some digits on a screen or a piece of paper tells them that today they're wealthy. They don't have that money in their hands. They have not converted it into actual money. Tomorrow they could wake up and they could be, that paper could be worthless, or they could be worth half of what they were today. Net worth isn't wealth. Those are numbers on a screen, Delio says. When debt is used to buy assets, you get unreasonable prices. And let me tell you, a lot of debt has been buying assets. What we're seeing right now, very interesting. Asset prices are disconnected from reality. 100% true. They go on to say stories about assets become more important than facts about them. People make decisions based on the story instead of logic. People don't use logic these days. They don't use logic, that's for sure. Both agree, when asset prices plunge, metals shine the brightest. Give me your thoughts, comment down below, but I think these guys make a lot of sense. And they're both telling people you should have some gold, you should have some silver. And I believe that these guys, especially Delio, is going to tell people that you need more than you think as things get worse. You're going to see more of these billionaires. You're going to see more institutional money come out and say, hey, you know what? Maybe we need more than 10, 15, 20% in our portfolio of physical gold and silver. Scott Besson says Americans to see substantial refunds next year, no risk of recession. I totally disagree. One reason being we're already in recession. We've been in recession for probably close to 3 years now. 2026, in my opinion, is going to be an absolute chaotic year. Maybe Scott Besson is going to prove us all wrong. I don't see how he comes to that conclusion, knowing what he knows, what we all know, what we're all watching take place right now. It's going to be an absolutely chaotic year in many, many ways. Be prepared for that. Chicago public schools blow millions of dollars on travel expenses while students can't read at grade level. Somebody should be in prison right now. In fact, there's probably a lot of people that should probably be in prison right now. The school system blew $7.7 million on excessive travel. That's up 2,467%, while just 30.5% of its students, grade 3 to 8, show reading proficiency. So that means 70% don't. And they're spending $7.7 million of taxpayer money on excessive traveling. You know, they're out partying, traveling on these, business / vacation trips, while 70% of the school system can't read. Embarrassing and yet criminal. It's not even funny at this point, because people are paying the price. These kids are going to pay the price as they grow up, can't read, can't write, don't have math skills, and don't stand a chance in life. But these people, they played the system, and they took their little vacations, and they stole some money, and they thought it was funny. And you took these kids and didn't prepare them for the real world. And many of them will land up in prison because they have no education and no options, and the odds are they're going to get themselves into trouble, and then they go to prison, then we, the taxpayer, have to pay for them. Or we, the taxpayer, are victims of their crime. No way out of this mess, ladies and gentlemen. It looks, in my opinion, worse than ever. There's some good news, maybe some peace with Ukraine, Russia. Who knows? Maybe a deal gets signed. Maybe it lasts a week or a month or 6 months. Who knows? The devil's in the details, but this country is gone. It is so far gone. And you're seeing, again, the lawfare, the manipulation of the justice system, and you're seeing very, very evil people flipping their nose to the legal system and just walking right out. No regard, doing whatever they want to do, breaking whatever laws they want to do. Bad news. It's really bad stuff. Really, really bad. It's not going to end. It's going to keep getting worse, ladies and gentlemen. My advice as I leave you today, scratch up 2025. You better start getting ready for 26. And if you're not getting ready, you are going to be a big loser in this game, real big. You know, I know a lot of people out there, they can't wait for the whole thing to collapse and implode, and I get it. Many of them think it's just going to be financial implosion, that, oh, I'm going to go buy a boat for half off, I'm going to buy a house for half off, and it's going to be wonderful because I've been saving all my money. I'm going to go buy a rental property and it's going to be wonderful. Yeah, you can go buy a rental property. Who's going to rent it if nobody has a job? Who's going to leave their house if it's so dangerous on the streets of America because nobody has money and everybody's hungry? But you can go buy a house for 50% off, but you can't leave your house. Crime is going to go through the roof. People are going to be hungry. People are going to be upset. There's going to be just so much chaos. You're not going to want to go to Walmart. It's going to be dangerous. You're not going to want to just be driving around. It can be very, very dangerous. I don't think most people really understand what is coming to America because they've never seen it before. And they don't understand what this all looks like when a currency gets devalued, when an economy collapses, when there's no law, when you're basically living in a banana republic, when you're on your own. Most people have never been on their own. Most people can barely operate a microwave oven to cook their meals. Most people don't know how to do anything. Most people sit in a cubicle and press buttons on a computer. Most people, apparently, according to these articles, a lot of people can't even count to 10. And that's unfortunate. Have you looked at people today? People don't even look like they did 20, 30 years ago. People look strange. People are strange, to be honest with you. People are extremely obese. People are slow. People have been very dumbed down. People are dependent on many medications. People cannot think for themselves. They need AI to tell them what they should think because they can't think for themselves. They can't come up with their own opinion. They can't make a decision. So now they have to turn to their phone and ask their phone what they should do. They can't turn to God, but they can turn to their phone and ask AI. People are zombies today. Have you noticed people, the way they walk? I would say the way they talk, but many people can't even talk. They don't have any communication skills because many of them grew up with a phone in their hands. And so now they can't speak. So they're almost like mutants. We're mutes, zombies. Yeah, people are definitely different than they were 30, 40 years ago, 20 years ago, for sure. And everybody is in a big hurry to go somewhere for some reason. People just, again, they don't look the same. They don't sound the same. They don't act the same. And then when I see the way people dress, and I don't want to come across judgmental, but these are observations. Understand the difference. I'm not judging people. I'm observing people. But I have not really seen this in Alabama yet, and I will say this about Alabama. Props to Alabama. People here say hi. They open a door for you. They'll say, yes, sir, no, sir. We go to a restaurant, you get very good service for the most part. People seem to take pride in what they do. Restaurants take pride in the food they serve you. I have to say that. When I'm in California and other states, it's a lot different. But people just, the way they dress. I've been to many places. I forgot where I was. Where the heck was I? Forgot what state this was, but I've seen this many times in California. People wearing, slippers to go to lunch. They go to a restaurant at lunchtime and wearing slippers, or dinner, wearing slippers, pajamas. People going out to the grocery store 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon wearing pajamas and slippers, or to a restaurant. You would have never seen that 30, 40 years ago in this country. I never saw it once, ever. And now it's common. It's common. People just want to look like bums. They just want to look like bums, and they embrace looking like bums. You look at old videos of people back in the 1920s and 30s. These people had nothing. Most people had nothing, right? You could look at videos through the Great Depression. People were busted. They still had their Sunday suit. And they would wear that suit almost every day, right? Maybe switch up a shirt or a tie. But people always had a hat and a suit on, or at least a nice pair of slacks and a nice button-down shirt. People didn't have much, but they took pride in how they looked. And you go back to those videos in 1920s, 30s, 40s. These people all look like they did CrossFit. They're all lean, in shape, healthy looking. You look at videos today of people in public, wow. I mean, I was not even aware that the human body could even get to those limits and evolve into what it can evolve into, where people can't even walk. They just, they kind of just wobble, moving. It's shocking. People take no pride, no respect in their appearance, in their physical health. Your body is your temple, ladies and gentlemen. Not being critical, not being judgmental. Let me be very, very clear. I want everybody to be in the best possible shape that they can be in. And look, I'm not sitting here saying I'm an Adonis. Certainly not. I could definitely be in better shape. But, I mean, I at least try to make an effort. I'm not wobbling down, the aisle at Walmart. I mean, don't people want to live a long life? Don't they want to be able to take care of their kids? Don't they want to avoid going to a hospital, being, hooked up to machines their whole life, or being, on medication their whole life to deal with all the side effects of obesity and all the diseases that obesity brings on? I just don't get it. What happened to people having respect for themselves? What happened to self-respect? What happened to taking pride in yourself? I guess we've been taught as a country not to respect ourselves, not to have pride in ourselves, not to have pride in our country. Nah, that's narcissistic, I guess. Don't have pride. Be a slob, be a bum, run your body down. Don't worry about the temple. I could never think like that. Never. That is absolutely a sin. God gave you one body. He told you take care of it, take care of your temple. It is a sin if you don't. And so you need to take care of yourselves. And especially now with how things are playing out and what we're heading into, you want to be able to move. You want to be healthy. You don't want to be subjected to having to go to the doctors all the time. You don't want to be living life having to take pills. You don't want to be hooked up to machines. You don't want to be going to hospitals. These are not good places. You want to avoid this stuff at all costs. You want to avoid the health system at all costs. Please live a healthier life, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody's perfect. Nothing's 100%. Nothing wrong enjoying, some high-calorie food or some sugar. I love that stuff, and I still like some fast food. But you can't live on this stuff and eat it all day long and not exercise and not move. I mean, it's dangerous. You got to get yourself in shape right now. We are nearing something that we have never seen in this country before. And I think you better be spiritually fit, physically fit, mentally fit and financially fit. And if you're not, you're going to be absolutely a victim of this collapse. I'm going to leave it there this evening. Thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. You don't know how much it means to me that you all tune in. There's a lot of choices out there. And it means a lot that you take 15, 20 minutes out of your day to tune into my videos. It really, really, really means a lot. And the reason I continue to do this every day, day in, day out, it's because of all of you. You mean a lot to me. This country means a lot to me, that you take the time out of your day to listen to this and leave a comment down below to interject with everybody, which is even more important than what I have to say. That means a lot. That means a lot. Have a good night. God bless.